So before we continue our discussion, we have made information about water resources. The revocation of the law is reported to be not influencing water facility development program arranged by the government. As it has been known, Minister of Public Works and People's Housing is currently working on developing some water dams and irrigation systems.
The revocation of Law Number 7 year 2000 about water resources is reported to not influencing water resources development program arranged by the government, in this case the Minister of Public Work and People's Housing. As it has been reported before, the revocation is done as the Constitutional Court considered the law not in line with the Constitution and is also unconventional.
Mengganggu secara substansial program-program pembangunan sektor sumber daya air. Semua berjalan sesuai dengan program, khususnya untuk tahun 2016 ini, karena tidak menyangkut secara langsung organisasi maupun pelaksanaan program.
Basuki Hadi Mulyono mentioned that the ministry is arranging development programs related with water resources. Those are including developing 65 of water dams, irrigation rehabilitation, clear water service, and so on. Meanwhile, for the sector development, the ministry is having up to 30 trillion rupiah of fund from the total budget allocation of 100 trillion rupiah for the ministry. Jakarta, Ayos Carlos, MNC Business.
Welcome back. Our discussion is about Indonesia, the Netherlands partnership in water management. And we still have Mr. Peter de Vries as the first Secretary of Water Management at the Netherlands Embassy. And don't forget that you can watch Revenews International through live streaming at www.sindonews.com. Alright, so continuing the discussion, we just saw the clip. It's about law revocation for the water management. But then how do you see that?
I think in the new 5-year plan there are a lot of new plans for water management, and we as the Netherlands, we hope to support these new plans in the field of coastal development, in the field of food security and irrigation, in the field of drinking water supply and sanitary facilities, sanitation. So these are some of the areas we want to work in.
I see. Alright, so viewers, on the screen that you can watch about the graphs regarding the water facility developments in Jakarta, especially.
Yeah, now these are some of the old images of Jakarta in the 1920s. Then you see it was a town with a lot of open green space, and already, in spite of that, all that space, there was enough. There were already flood problems. You go very fast now. So in the 1920s, we made the canal West Banjir. The West Banjir Canal. In 1974, we proposed the East Banjir Canal. That was in a joint cooperation program. Here you see a very important slide.
Yeah, it's about
the red areas. These are the red spots are the areas in Greater Jakarta where the soil at present is sinking more than 15 centimeters per year. And this is one of the pressing problems we are dealing with at present in the cooperation with Jakarta and also with the Ministry of PU.
All right. And then how do you overcome the land subsidence in Jakarta as well?
It is difficult to overcome it. You cannot restore it anymore to the original condition, but it is essential that you stop it. And based on the international experience, also gained in Japan, but in the Netherlands, you can stop it by stopping extracting deep groundwater. Deep groundwater is the groundwater you get from about 200 meters. So that is one of the biggest challenges for Jakarta now. And you can only do that, of course, when you improve the water supply to the city, because the deep groundwater is partly extracted because the drinking water doesn't come everywhere. In particular, not to northern Jakarta, where the problem is largest. So this is one of the issues we are dealing with in our cooperation on the coastal development. The project is called, in a complicated way, often National Capital City Integrated Development Program.
I see, the NCICD program.
NCICD, yeah, it is a long
yeah, and then I've been wondering about this because, yeah, as we mentioned before, that we have land subsidence, especially in Jakarta, about 15 centimeters per year.
Yes.
And then does that happen also in the Netherlands?
Yeah, in the Netherlands it is less because we extract less deep groundwater, but in cities like Yokohama in Japan, it was comparable. And cities like Yokohama in Japan have managed to stop it. And we have managed to stop it also by limiting groundwater extraction or recharging sometimes the groundwater. And we hope to organize in the first half of this year, probably in May, together with DKI and the Ministry of PU, an international roundtable on subsidence, what causes it, and how to deal with it, so that we can really, and I think that's the partnership, it's not always only the Netherlands, we also bring in other partners, with other international partners to find ways of dealing with this central problem, because this is the central issue in Jakarta. The flood, in a way, is only the symptom.
I see. All right. So I think the most important thing is that to stop the ground extraction, because it will make the land subside anymore. And then, so talking about the partnership between Indonesia and the Netherlands. So was there any MOU signed by Indonesia and the Netherlands regarding water management?
Yeah, I mentioned that briefly. There is an MOU which is there. It is between the Ministry of Public Works and nowadays also Housing, and the former Ministry of Environment, now the Ministry of Forestry and Environment, and we are presently, and our Netherlands Ministry of Infrastructure and Environment, which combines in a way the two. But it should be said, we have a number of non-signatory partners in this MOU, Bappenas, Menko, Economic Coordination, the Ministry of Maritime Affairs is now becoming a partner, and for instance also the Ministry of Agriculture. So we hope that this MOU will be re-established or memper panjang, what is it?
We will extend it.
In July, latest.
In July, the latest.
That provides, in a way, the framework in which we cooperate, in which we plan our cooperation also.
All right, so we'll discuss more about water management, including the water dams and then the irrigation system, but in the later segment.
Okay, thank you.
Don't go anywhere. We'll still have one more segment for discussion. Stay with us.